Hey, welcome back. So, two things today. Firstly, I'm cleaning this messy little bedroom home studio that I've got. It's an absolute tip and it needs cleaning. And it got me thinking, hold on, why don't I just do a little studio tour and catalog it? Because I've never made a video even talking about all the little bits and bobs inside of this room as it stands. So I thought this would be great to stand the test of time. 2023, this is Charlie's home studio tour. All right, so we're recording on a little action cam here because I thought it made kind of sense to give you guys a bit of a point of view of what's going on. So this is my tiny, and I mean tiny, little bedroom home studio, which I make all my YouTube videos out of, which I kind of mess about and make music out of. So yes, there is a bed over here. You can see there's a bed there, and then this is the rest of the room basically. No one ever normally gets to see this bed, so consider yourself extremely privileged right now. All right, let's go to our primary listening position to start with and just take a brief look at that and do an overview of the room. So it moves over to a keyboard section. I've then got a secondary section here where I can do some extra stuff there, microphone, and then over here is my favorite section where we make all of our drinks. Got the beautiful wife there where I keep myself cool and stuff like that. But okay, let's start from the listening section. So up over here, first of all, you can see my OG microphone. Now this microphone I've had for a very, very long time. This is the Z3300A. It's been my favorite vocal condenser microphone since I started in college way back in 2004. Yeah, do the maths on how old I am. And yeah, this is one of the go-to microphones at the time. I think it cost me around £500 at the time. You can pick them up used now for about $200-300 around that mark, but it sounded beautiful. Problem is, this microphone decided to die on me about a year ago, and I've managed since then to get it fixed. I took the whole thing apart and I did some cleaning on the actual capsule. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. It's scary, it's terrifying, but I thought I'll take the risk. Now my background over the past couple of years has been in photography, so if you've ever done photography, you know sometimes you need to clean the sensor, right? And this is kind of like doing the same thing. It's like cleaning the sensor, but maybe a little bit more delicate. It's more like cleaning your ears from the actual, never mind. It's a very delicate thing. It's a really thin layer you don't want to, puncture at anything. So anyway, that's my OG microphone, my favorite original microphone. To give you a context of the size there, it's quite a large microphone. Now I've got this going on the most jankiest microphone stand. I've even got some weights hanging off the end here just to make sure I can hang it like so. All the threads decided to die on this particular mic stand. So I use this when I'm standing up and I need to do a quick vocal recording. The rejection on this microphone is actually really good. I do want to make a review of this, like a retro review, so stay tuned for that. And then we move over to our desk. As you know, you've probably seen some of the reviews that I've done. These are my Yamaha HS5 studio monitors, which I have fell in love with more and more the more I use them. Absolutely nice. They're pretty, once you get used to the sound from them, they can become pretty true to what you really want to be listening to, you know what I mean? And then we've got another, as you need, if you're sitting down at a desk, talking in Zoom meetings, and you just need to quickly pop a microphone in there. I mainly use it for short SM57 recordings and things like that, just quick recordings that you just need to get scratch audio with. Is that an Easter egg there? Yeah, booklets. And this desk itself is actually the bamboo one from IKEA. And then what I did, those hanging shelves, those with the hidden, there's no kind of thing underneath, it's like a floating shelf, so I've put one of those there. And then I've got the spice rack. Take a look at this. I've got the spice racks from IKEA underneath. I've got two of those just to keep it elevated kind of thing. Gives me space to put things underneath, like my keyboard, mouse, things like that. Yeah, and it kind of looks cool, right? It kind of looks a bit like it was actually designed for a studio, although it completely wasn't. Moving back up, let's go to the top here. More IKEA stuff. I'm absolutely in love with IKEA. I love IKEA. It's one of obviously the pegboards. Here I throw some of my background stuff to add details and videos. Got some books, of course, camera books, traveling books, even some cooking books. And then this here, this is my favorite clock of all time. See, I've been going to Pure Gym for the last how long, right? And they've got one of these huge ones of these, a big massive one, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to sneak up over there and just see what model it is. And I managed to find one on Amazon. The best thing about this, right, not only obviously you got the dates and the day and the time, right, but on the actual controller you can set a timer. So you can see one was already set there, it hasn't completed yet, so I can reset that. But I can say, okay, whatever I'm working on today, I need to set myself, let's put an hour. I can just put 1 hour on there, hit start. I exited. Man, I'm so bad at these things. Press start, and then it'll start counting down for me, and then a timer will go off to alert me that it's finished. I need things like this in my life because I'm one of those people that will just sit on Instagram and mess about unless I have a specific deadline to reach. Got this handy little automatic clock over here, which I never have to change. It's just automatic. You know how things go. To the right of my desk here, got some nice booklets. Little picture there of me and my son in the forest. And then I've got one of these old school Behringer mixers. This is what I was using originally as my interface for my computer. And I found out there's actually kind of some sort of ground loop going on with the internals of this at the moment. But for some reason, instruments are very clean out of it. But trying to get it going out through the speakers or the monitors, a ground loop gets created. So I think there must be something going on with the main outs. So at the moment, I'm kind of using it as just like a mixer, as you would anyway, to put loads of different instruments or mics into this. And then that'll go and get fed into the Vault 1, which is my interface of choice at the moment. I wish I had obviously more connections, but at the moment I'm only recording vocals in this room. There's nothing else I really do. And sometimes I do some like standard like drum sounds on like the cabinets and stuff like that in here using an SM57 or something. Which brings me on to my little microphone locker. Metal tin, courtesy of IKEA. On top of it, we have something which actually I need to make a review on. This is a TC Helicon Harmony M. I love this thing. If you ever need to do like harmony vocals and stuff like that, this is amazing. I will do a review on that. On top, I've got the old MacBook. Not MacBook, sorry, I've got the old Mac Mini. This is an old 2003 one. Yeah, it's just used for office work and stuff like that. Underneath here, we have a few other retro microphones. This is one of my old favorites as well. I used to love this microphone. I still use it now and then, depends what type of song I'm working on. But that's a CAD GLX2400C, I think it is. But I don't think they make this one anymore. But this one had such a nice roll off on the highs on this particular microphone. So much so that I thought, let me try another CAD microphone. And I went for the CAD U29, which is a USB microphone, which isn't as nice. There's some more microphones in here, you know, your typical kind of ones in there. Not a big amount. To the right of that, I have the poor man's cloud lifter, which is a Sub-Zero SZMB1. I had a cloud lifter before and I decided to trample it to death. And this one does the same job, but a fraction of the price. Okay, so that's pretty much the desk, minus I did do myself a little bit of cowboy maneuvers. Please don't watch the mess underneath here. And I built myself a drawer to have my keyboard come out. And the keyboard that I'm using is an Icon. It's an iKeyboard X. It's one of their latest models. I think it's the 6 or 7 series. What I love about this is I can completely control my DAW just from the keyboard itself. So I can record, loop, do all my transients and stuff like that. It's even got this really wild way of controlling. As you can see, it's all touch sensitive there. That goes up and down. So if I kind of want to make things sound more realistic, I can do that on here. The automations, obviously you got your pitch and your mod wheel. And then it's a long keyboard. I think this is a 61 key. I think it's a 61 key. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then moving over to the right here, we have a little bit of retro stuff. So we have this Miniac. You've probably seen that before, Akai Professional Miniac. I really liked using this thing years and years ago. Now I just kind of use some weird samples that I made inside of it, which sound pretty cool. But for some reason, the arpeggiator inside decided to just break, and now I can't change the arpeggiation at all, and the vocoder microphone decided to die on it as well. Because I'm stuck in the 80s and I love the 80s, I've got this old Boss Dr. Rhythm DR550. The sounds from this are so cool. I just have to kind of blend them into tracks that I'm working on. Gives it kind of that nice retro vibe, which I really love. Going underneath the desk into the mess here, I don't know if you can see, you see a red ring there looking like Iron Man. This is my self-built PC. I mean, I can dive in forever about the specs on that thing, but maybe just I'll leave that on the screen or something somewhere just so you guys can see. But yeah, it's pretty specced out. I never have any kind of issues with making songs, and I make a lot of orchestral music. This is kind of how the studio is based, right? It's not really a musician's studio. This is just my home studio for creating orchestral music. In the box, always in the box with me. I don't really do much outside the box, and I use PreSonus Studio One as my DAW of choice. So yeah, but I'll leave all the specs on the PC there for you guys to see. And let's move over to my secondary desk. Let's take a seat here. So at this desk here is where I kind of plot what's going on, what I'm working on. Sometimes if I'm recording vocals, I will have some of the display on here as well. So I'll have like, mixer and stuff like that, so I can control whatever plugins I'm using. It's just nice to have a secondary screen, and sometimes it's nice to have a secondary screen away from the main screen. My future goals, I would like to have a large screen at the top, just so I can watch large source files while I'm trying to score to them, or maybe have a large mixer at the top and then all the other sections that I need on the other screens. But it's handy to have two screens because it means I can just grab my keyboard and mouse, which is all wireless, pop that down here, and then I can just work from this station here, which is quite nice. On top of that, I have a microphone, which you'll probably see in all my videos. This is just my video mic, which I always have beaming down as I record videos for YouTube and things like that. I think that's one of the Asden microphones, that one. I did have a Sennheiser one somewhere else, or Sennheiser, sorry. This is my camera of choice here. I know it's probably this is not a video about cameras and stuff like that, but this is the Blackmagic, and it's pretty kitted out. It looks a bit wild right now. I got an old vintage lens on there because I just like that old vintage look. But yeah, this is the Blackmagic 4K, if you're wondering which one that is underneath all this junk. Yeah, that's pretty much that. You may hear a fan. There's a fan blowing. And then as I move over here, we have my main microphone that I use. It's a bit shrouded in darkness right now, so I apologize. But this is the SE Electronics. Man, that's dark, isn't it? Hold on, let's see if we can get a light for you guys. Hold on. How about that? Right, so this is the SE Electronics 2300. Obviously accompanied with the reflection guard going on there. I think this is the RFX reflection guard. And then I have my AKG headphones connected here as well, which are the K245s, which I made a video about recently. They're my favorite budget headphones at the moment. They're pretty fantastic for that. If there's wind blowing on the microphone, I apologize. I got my fan right here. Let's switch that one off for now, just in case it's kind of causing any issues. But yeah, so I normally hit record over here, use the screen, of course, to be able to see what I'm doing. If not, I run over here and I hit record over here, or I'm just sat at this desk. Pretty simple, right? So let's move along to the final section of this little video. It's a mess, absolute mess. Sorry, I do need to clean up. I guess that's what prompted me to make this video in the first place. We have some cinema lenses because I am a proper photographer at heart. I love photography and making videos, so I kind of have all that kind of stuff there. Beautiful wife. And then I have my coffee machines, because you've got to keep yourself hydrated and dehydrated at the same time. So always have yourself a nice drink to have. Well, make sure it's one that dehydrates you. It's the smartest choice to do, yeah? Yeah, I mean, it's tiny. There's not much to talk about. It's just my little studio where I spend quite a bit of my time in. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, that's about it really. Can't think of anything else I need to mention. If you've seen anything in the video that you want me to go into further detail on, then let me know and I will dive into it. That's kind of it. I hope you enjoyed it. back to Charlie of the studio. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a short, sweet one, and just cataloging what I kind of have around the studio, what I use to make videos, and the small little tiny room that I'm working with. And it's probably similar to what maybe you have at the moment or what you started off with. So you can kind of see where I am at the moment, and I'd like to see how this progresses in the future. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you want to see more content, and I want to try and visit other people's home recording studios and composing studios. If you're interested in that, then please stick around, because that's definitely something I want to dive into very soon. All right, catch you in the next one. Peace.